Welcome into CBS Sports HQ on a Wednesday. We are 4 wide today. Amanda Garrett, Jacqueline D'Agostino. We got the boys in blue over here, and Leger Douzable and Pete Prisco. You guys look very nice today.
Thank you.
Like
we
nice
didn't get the memo. I didn't call it.
No, we had no idea.
Boys in blue. I kind of like that. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to, every time we got a Leger Pete duo, that's what I'm going to say on set.
Boys in blue. Week 11 in the NFL getting underway tomorrow. We are now less than 2 months away from the start of the playoffs.
That's crazy.
Isn't that insane? Wild card weekend,
so
57
Goes so
days
fast.
away. But still a lot to figure out.
Yeah, we're at a very pivotal moment of the season for a handful of teams. You know, when you come to a crossroad in life and you're looking down one side and it has the playoffs and all the fun, and then you look down the other and it's, maybe fun. Playa del Carmen, vacation.
Love that place.
Your season is over. So playoffs or Playa del Carmen? We're going to go through a handful of teams that are right there at the cusp and where things could really go either way as we enter week 11 in the NFL. And we are starting with the Pittsburgh Steelers because they are leading the division right now in the AFC North. But the Ravens are slowly coming together. They've rattled off 3 straight wins. You guys have them going to Playa del Carmen. And Pete, I'm shocked because Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season and somehow always finds his way into a wild card position. But y'all don't see that happening?
He's looking behind him in the rearview mirror, and he sees that Ravens team coming up fast.
Coming real fast.
The defense was bad early in the season. The offense was good. Now the offense is struggling, and the defense is playing better. They can't get it right, and so I'm worried about this team. I really am. And look, they play the Ravens twice, and I don't think they're going to beat the Ravens either time. Even though these teams don't like each other, they're physical when they do match up against each other. I just think this is a bad situation, and we're starting to see the best of the Ravens. So this team will be packing up the gear, getting the sunscreen, and heading on down to Playa del Carmen. They might go to Bermuda too. It's a little closer.
Maybe
probably.
Cancun, maybe a little cheaper.
Yeah.
But you're right, Pete.
Shade on Cancun.
I'm a Playa del Carmen guy. I love Playa del Carmen. But Pete talked about it, right? The offense, you see it right here on the graphic. It's been abysmal the last 3 weeks. We were actually talking so bad about the defense earlier in the year. Were they too old? Were guys in the secondary too old to make plays? What's the defensive line? They're getting up there in age. Could they make plays? But T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith and Hayward, they actually been playing really well the last couple of weeks. This Pittsburgh team, I believe they had 7 3-and-outs or less last week versus the Chargers. You're not going to win any games doing that. And you saw that right there. The ball goes off Calvin Austin's hands, and it gets picked off. People were wondering with this offense, when would that shoe drop? Because besides DK Metcalf, who is a threat on that offense? Who are you scared of? Nobody. So right now their trajectory is going the opposite way, and the Ravens is going this way. So that's why we said they're most likely not going to make the playoffs. I thought they were already playing outside their weight class, how they started the season. But looking at that schedule, I knew it was going to be tough down the stretch for them.
You're not going to win with 7 3-and-outs unless you're the Eagles playing the Packers on Monday night. Okay, so let's go to the Ravens here because I'm assuming both of you are going with the Ravens to the playoffs. As Jacqueline mentioned, they've won 3 in a row. They are so healthy right now. Their only injury report going into the last game was Marlon Humphrey with a finger issue. Still got an interception. Pete, what makes this team so dangerous?
Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's back. When he's not there, entirely different team. When he's there, it changes the way you defend them. You have to respect his ability to get outside and run the football. It helps open up Derrick Henry. He can throw the ball down the field. Everybody plays better when he's there, particularly on offense. I think defensively, guys realized they weren't playing very well. Guy like Roquan Smith, early in the season, not very good football. All of a sudden, he's playing really good football. So I think elevation of play has helped. And I go to my theory on the Ravens. For the last couple years, they've been so good in the regular season. Lamar Jackson's been great in the regular season. He won titles, and everything went by the wayside because they couldn't win in the postseason. Well, this year they went into the season saying, well, we've done this before. We get to the playoffs, but now it's going to be different. They didn't mean to struggle, but it somehow, some way, they knew it's hard to get back there. And week in and week out, it's tough to play when you know what's at the end of the season. So they got hit with some injuries, they got hit with some losses, and now they're back. And now that they're back, this might be the reverse of the Ravens. Normally, they're great in the regular season and not so great in the postseason. They might be not so great in the regular season and great in the postseason.
It all comes down to pedigree and how you handle adversity. Tito, if you don't mind, could you put the schedule back up? Because I think this isn't talked about enough. Pete, they probably had the hardest schedule to start the season of any team in the NFL. Right, when you look at it, Lions, Chiefs, Bills, Texans, Rams. Like, those are all playoff caliber type teams. And they dealt with that with Lamar Jackson being hurt. So, yes, they were going to have some struggles. To Pete's point, the offense was fine the first couple of weeks. Look how many points they were putting up. 40, 30, like 30. Another 10-point right there. They struggled versus the Texans. But the defense is what's come along, right? They had a lot of injuries. Marlon Humphrey was down. Roquan Smith. Kyle Hamilton even got banged up. Like Pete said, now all those guys are back. And now some of those younger defensive linemen, they're starting to have belief in themselves, right? They're starting to rush and get after the passer. I love that they traded for Draymond Jones. He's a guy that brought some edge off the edge last week in that win they had versus the Minnesota Vikings. So everything is trending in the right direction. This was a team that a lot of people picked to win the Super Bowl, mainly myself. But now, to Pete's point, maybe this is something that changes up for them because they have been so dominant throughout the regular season and they faltered in the playoffs. Now that they know they need their best effort each and every week, maybe that propels them to a Super Bowl run. I think they do chase down the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I don't even think it's going to be in like 2 weeks. I think by next week, they'll probably be tied for the division.
Could we see one of these teams, like, I mean, Pete, you're our historian, if you will. How many teams have started 2-5 and then have gone to the Super Bowl?
There's been more than you think, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put our researchers on it. 'Cause I wanna know.
But this team can get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This, as crazy as it sounds, because of where they were, and they can get to a Super Bowl.
And to your point, the schedule's a lot easier. Down there. When you look at what the Bills have to face and what the Chiefs have to, like the Ravens schedule is night and day compared to their schedule down the stretch.
Yeah, and we'll have, 5 of those games on CBS for the Ravens, by the way.
It says no team has ever made it to the Super Bowl with a 2-5
Oh, made it to the
record.
Super Bowl. I thought you said to the playoffs. I'm
No,
sorry.
clean your ears out.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
They might be the first. That's a good pull
So they
there.
would be the first.
That's a good pull
Oh,
there.
thank you.
Yeah, and Harbaugh, by the way, speaking today, saying that Lamar Jackson is totally fine, was dealing with some knee soreness. Anytime something goes on with Lamar, we have to get an update, right? We're going to keep it in the AFC, but go to the AFC South. We're going to talk about my beloved Jacksonville Jaguars.
See ya.
T-Law, see ya. Okay.
Not that long of a flight either, right?
Oh, they probably go to Aruba, though.
Okay.
Or the Bahamas.
And-
They've gone to the Bahamas.
Okay, we know the state of this team. It's not great. Travis Hunter is out, just had season-ending knee surgery. They blow this lead and lose by double digits, or they blow a double-digit lead there in the fourth quarter to the Texans. It's a very pivotal week. They face the Chargers, Pete. But you said see ya for the Jags.
They're not making. I don't think they're making the playoffs.
Okay.
I just don't. I think they're going on vacation, in large part because they don't rush the passer very well, A, and B, they don't throw the ball down the field very well.
No.
So I think you compound those two things together, and all of a sudden you have major issues on that team. And last week was a disaster. You let Davis Mills drive the ball to a game-winning touchdown, 93 yards to a game-winning touchdown.
I can't
Davis
look at this
Mills.
video
ran it
anymore.
in,
I don't want to
third
see
and
it.
forever.
And they didn't get near him.
Yeah.
They don't go near him. I mean, you have a lot of money and a lot of assets invested in that defensive line. You have, Josh Hines-Allen makes a boatload of money. Trayvon Walker was a first overall pick. Devon Hamilton makes a lot of money. Armstead makes a lot. They don't get near him. They didn't get near him. So there's a real panic in Jacksonville right now. Now, having said all that, one thing I saw this week that Liam Cohen said, turn it loose. He told Trevor Lawrence to turn it loose. And what I would tell Trevor Lawrence is, you're playing the Chargers this week. Go get the tape out from when you beat the Chargers in the playoffs and watch the second half.
Second half. I would say, don't watch the first.
No, you watch the second half.
Better not watch that first half.
You turned it loose, and
Yeah.
you played free and loose.
He did.
That's what he needs to do. The problem is he doesn't have guys to throw the football to.
We are talking about teams going to Playa del Carmen or going to the playoffs here. Any more thoughts on the Jags?
Well, I was just going to say, and Pete brought up a really good point, they struggled getting after the passer. This is a pivotal week for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is the one team, the Chargers they're playing, they should be able to get after the passer because they don't have their book in tackles. And when you look at the schedule right here, this is a feasible schedule if they get things turned around, right? Because they play the Chargers at home.
Technically, you could win, feasibly, you could win the next 5 games.
That's what I'm saying. I would say the next 4, the Colts are going to be tough.
But at home, they always
Yeah,
do.
it is.
They
I was
never
gonna say,
win in
the
Jacksonville.
schedule is feasible for them, and if the playoffs ended right now, I think they're the 7th seed right there in the
Yep.
playoffs. So, this is a pivotal week because, like Pete said, the defensive line has really struggled to get after the quarterback, but the Chargers have given up a lot of sacks and a lot of quarterback hits. If they're going to turn it around, it has to start this
I
week.
could see them winning the next 4, all of them, and I could see them losing all 4 of them.
Yep, losing to the Titans for
That would be tough.
right in a pivotal playoffs on the line. I've
You know
seen
the
this
history of
film
that, the long history of that one.
I know it.
Let's jump over to the NFC. and we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys.
Always fun.
I want to know why we're talking about the Cowboys in this position. They're 3-5-1. If you look, even when it comes to the wild card, they're 11th right now in the NFC. I mean, they would need teams above them. I guess there are some somewhat bad teams above them to start falling apart. I mean, is there any chance? There's an 8% chance.
They got Dak, man. Dak's going to try to put up 50.
I think we're talking about them because of the moves they made right before the bye week. Their defense has been abysmal. They went and get Quentin Williams. And me and Pete talked about it. Like, after the bye, hopefully you get some of your corners back and you get more depth there as well. The offense has been good, but it actually has struggled the last couple of weeks. It hasn't just been the defense. The offense has struggled as well. So I want to see them get back to getting Javonte Williams going in the run game, right? Get George Pickens down the field with the ball. Get CeeDee Lamb, moving him around a lot. You see it right there, the trade that they did for Logan Wilson and Quentin Williams. So they're really trying to refortify this defense. I just think it's a little too late, Pete, right? Now, their schedule does open up. Now, they do have a few tough games. I believe they still have the Chiefs on the schedule.
They have the Chiefs, the Lions, the Chargers, and the Eagles.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think that Cardinals game, if they had won that game, they maybe have an outside chance. But because they lost that Cardinals game, I think they're going to be in Playa del Carmen.
And by the way, they're going on vacation. And by the way, they're making Logan Wilson out to be Chuck Howley. Chuck Howley was once the MVP of the Super Bowl as a linebacker.
He's a good coverage linebacker.
Yeah, but he was benched, okay? Let's be real. He was benched in Cincinnati. And if you're benched on Cincinnati's defense, what's that tell you about
Could that be more the D coordinator because it wasn't his guy?
He liked guys who run. He doesn't run that. I mean, he didn't run that well. So, look, I think this is a problem for the Cowboys because they got so far behind and now they're trying to rally and they just don't. They're not good enough. Look, Quentin Williams trade, great trade because it's going to be good for them in the future, but not for right now.
Okay, and finally,
so the same Cowboys we've seen for like the past 30 years.
Correct.
Okay.
You know what's crazy about this though? Dak's never had back-to-back losing seasons, so this is going to be an interesting year for him. Now, last year he got hurt. Last year he got hurt, but he had a losing record.
To the playoffs.
Right,
yeah, I feel for Dak, man. I really do. He's playing his butt off out
Probably
there.
Probably the most underappreciated quarterback in the league.
I wouldn't say no. Okay, but we got to pivot before I start talking about Dak Prescott as the quarterback of the Jaguars, the Bears. 6-3, they're tied with the Lions. Lions had the tiebreaker, and it felt like it was a slow start for the Bears. Then they got something going. Ben Johnson, there's a lot of momentum. They've won 6 out of the last 7.
Yeah.
Leger, which way are they going, playoffs or Playa del Carmen?
So this is kind of where I figured they would be at. I felt like they'd be well improved of what they did in the past because last year they found new inventive ways to lose games. Now they're finding ways to win. But me and Pete had this discussion the other day. Even in those games they found a way to win, you got to look at the teams they played. The Raiders, right? The Giants, the Bengals. None of those teams are playoff caliber teams, and you literally were one play away from losing those games. Now, credit is due because, like I said, last year they would have lost those games.
The Commanders, who aren't very good.
But when you look at their schedule upcoming, right, they have the Vikings, Steelers, but Eagles, Packers again, 49ers, Lions. I just think the gauntlet of the back half of the schedule is too tough. You're not going to be able to do what you did, or as the young kids would say, play with your food and come away with victories against those teams or those caliber teams right there. Even though they've done a really good job this year, I just think the gauntlet of the back half, they don't make it to the playoffs.
Look at that schedule. Look at the wins. Who's a good team? Up
until last week, we were saying that about the Patriots.
Correct. But the Patriots at least went and beat the Bills on the road.
They did.
So you look at this schedule. Okay, the wins. Okay, Cowboys, they're not good, right? Raiders, terrible. Commanders,
Bengals.
Bad. Saints, bad. Bengals and Giants. They beat nobody.
Play who's on your schedule.
And we're going to find out. And we're going to find out who they are
in the next couple games.
And by the way, you would think that they would beat those teams handily, and they haven't. That's the problem. They're going on vacation.
Here.
They're going on vacation.
Starburst?
I got a yellow one. Apparently nobody likes them upstairs.
No.
I made it into my pocket. I'm going to eat it during the commercial break.
Yellow Starburst is like wax. That's what it is. Like
it's
eating a piece
the
of
worst
wax.
flavor.
It's terrible.
I bet you couldn't eat different flavored Starbursts until the different flavors.
Oh, yes, you can.
No, yes, you can. Pink and red.
Definitely that flavor.
Pink and red are elite.
As we get off topic here, taking a look at the NFC playoff picture where things stand right now. Eagles have the 1 seed right now, followed by the Seahawks, the Lions, and then the Bucks. The wild card look, it's going to come down to the wire for a lot of those teams. And then those teams that are in the hunt, we talked about some of them, including the Cowboys. The guys saying that the boys are headed to Playa instead of the playoffs.